Welcome. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at tag styling again. In the first basic lessons, we styled the tag directly. Within our CSS, we actually wrote the name of the tag, H1 or paragraph, and styled the properties. In this case, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to use some of the attributes inside of HTML elements to be able to style it. We'll see why that is convenient in a little bit. But let's go ahead and start off by writing some HTML. We'll write an unordered list. We'll go ahead and start with our UL tag. Then we will use the list item tag. We'll say item 1. Close our tag. Repeat this tag 4 times. And let's go ahead and number these 3, 4, and close our tag. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now if we reload the page, we can see that we have item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 5, but only up to 4. So we want to style these, and we're going to do that using classes. As you can see here, a class is an attribute of this element. Let's go ahead and write class, and we will select one of the attributes that we will be writing in a second. For now, let's just go ahead and enter class 4 times. And there we go. Now within our styles, we're going to create class styles. And we do that by starting with a dot, and this is just notation from CSS, the CSS syntax language. We're going to start with a dot, and then we give it the name. We can name it anything we like. In this case, I will call my first style green items. And then we proceed just as we did before with curly braces, and inside of it, the properties we're going to style. In this case, we're going to be styling color, and we will call it, or we will color it green, and then we will specify a font size. And we will use 2 times the default size. We will repeat the structure, but give it a different name. And the second one will be red items. We will simply tell them apart. We will make this one smaller and the color red. Now let's go back to our styles, and here we enter the name of the class. We exclude the dot and simply say green items. And then to alternate, we'll do red items on the next one. Let's go ahead and repeat that here. And then on this one, we will do green. So we go green, red, green, red. Okay, if we reload our page, nothing should happen because we have not yet added the link to the style sheet. So we will enter the attribute here for style sheet, and then the link, and the name of the file is styles.css. Okay, let's go ahead and load that, and if everything went well, we should see the styles. And yes, you can see there that I've defined the style and attached it to 2 different items within that list. The other 2 have the red items style. So you can see here how you could define a class within your styles, within your CSS file, and apply it to multiple HTML items within your page. And as well, you could do the same thing across multiple files. So this is a very convenient way of defining styles, and you will see it heavily used within industry. And in fact, many times you see one big style file, styles.css file, that is used for the entire website. So in this case, let's go ahead and use one more selector. As I mentioned, this is the ID selector. This one's not used as much. I'm going to go ahead and copy the same structure, but I will be using slightly different syntax. In this case, note the pound sign, and I will just call it pound style. and I will use here orange, and let's give this to, let's make it 3. And we will use this to style a paragraph. Now in this case, I'm going to go ahead and add a paragraph here. And I'm going to use the ID attribute. Remember, as I mentioned previously, that IDs need to be unique. So you can only use an ID once. It's meant to be an identifier for that tag. In this case, we're using it for a style. And in this case, my style is pound style. So in here I will write using the ID style on this text. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure everything's okay. Pound style, orange, 3M, pound style. And let's go ahead and reload this file, and you can see there that we have using the ID style on this text. So here's a couple of selectors, ID and style, that are heavily used. Typically, you see class use way more than you see the ID. So make sure you practice using classes, define a number of styles within your CSS, create a couple of different files, and make sure you can attach them to your elements. You can use these in many places. In fact, here I will demonstrate that if we wanted to apply it down to the paragraph, you can simply take it off and you can apply it on any type of HTML element that you like. I'm going to go ahead and reload this, and you can see there now that we've picked up the earlier style. So make sure you create a few HTML files, you define some classes within your CSS file, and you can apply them successfully. So with that, I'll go ahead and close and wish you happy coding. Bye-bye.